Welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about something that underpins every aspect of conscious creation, but rarely gets the attention it deserves. Your energetic environment. Whether you're trying to manifest a thriving business, attract a meaningful relationship, or just feel better in your own skin, there's one element that either accelerates or sabotages your progress. And that's energy management. And no, I'm not talking about Reiki or crystals or how many green juices you've had this week. What I'm talking about is what we call energy vamps and energy ramps, a simple framework for understanding what's lifting you towards alignment and what is pulling you away from it. Energy vamps are anything, people, thoughts, habits, even environments that drain your internal power without giving anything back. You might not even notice it until your motivation crashes, your clarity fogs over, and your intuition goes quiet. These aren't always obvious. In fact, they often look socially acceptable, even virtuous. Overcommitting out guilt, that's the vamp. Consuming a steady diet of bad news in the name of staying informed, also a vamp. The constant background worry about whether you're doing enough, yep, you guessed it. Meanwhile, energy vamps are the exact opposite. They're the moments, the people with the practices that raise your baseline, reconnect you to your clarity, and move you closer to the life you're creating. Sometimes they're big things like powerful conversations with a mentor, but often they're small and unassuming. A short walk, turning off your phone for an hour, giving yourself full permission to do something that feels non-productive, but restores your clarity. The question isn't, do you have backs of ramps? You do, we all do. The question is, do you know which is which, and are you making choices accordingly?
That distinction between knowing and choosing is everything. Because here's the truth that most people miss. You don't manifest from your wishes. You manifest from your energetic baseline. And that baseline is built from what you allow into your daily experience. Think of energy as a bandwidth. When it's fragmented, your signal to the universe gets scrambled. When it's steady and clear, intention becomes a magnet. But let's get specific. Most of us think we're stuck or blocked when really we're just leaking energy, bit by bit, through unnecessary obligations, through endless digital simulation, through relationships we've outgrown but keep entertaining for the sake of peace. When your system is overwhelmed by noise, distraction, or pressure, your power to create consciously weakens. You might still take action, but it feels forced. You second guess yourself. You override your instincts. And even when results do come, they feel misaligned because they were created from a misaligned state. Now, contrast that with the ramp effect, when your energy is entered and supported. You don't have to force momentum. It emerges naturally. Ideas flow, timing aligns. You start to respond to life instead of reacting to it. The reality is, your outer world is constantly being shaped by these unseen, energetic choices. Whether you realize it or not, you're always curating an environment internally and externally that either moves you toward clarity or toward confusion. That's why this isn't just a feel-good framework. It is foundational.
And here's where things get practical. Let's talk about how you identify vamps and ramps. Start by paying close attention to what I call the energetic aftermath. After a conversation, an activity, or even just 10 minutes on social media, how do you feel? Not just emotionally, but physically. Is your body more tense or more relaxed? Are your thoughts sharper or scattered? Do you feel capable or diminished? You don't need a spreadsheet, just start noticing. Some people energize you by simply being themselves. Others consistently leave you feeling like you've just run an emotional marathon without moving your legs. And again, this isn't about judging them, it's about being honest with yourself. Then go deeper. What tasks in your work give you a sense of flow? Which ones flatten you? What environments help you to focus? Which ones make you restless, even if they're aesthetically pleasing? Once you start developing what I call energetic literacy, things become clear very quickly. You'll start to see patterns. You'll recognize that some habits you thought were neutral are costing you power. And you'll see that some small choices, like choosing silence over noise, are having an outsized impact on your senses, on your sense of well-being. And here's the magic in that clarity. Once you can name it, you can change it.
Exactly. And let's talk about what change looks like. It's tempting to think managing your energy requires big, dramatic gestures. Cutting people out, quitting your job, moving to the countryside to live off the grid. And for some, it might. But for most people, it starts with boundaries and substitutions. For instance, you don't have to eliminate every draining person from your life, but you can limit the time, redefine the space, and redirect the dynamic. Not every conversation needs to be deep. Not every request needs your yes. The same applies to your digital life. You can't avoid all noise, but you can curate your feed, mute notifications, and protect your most creative hours like a sacred ritual. You can decide that not all input deserves your inner access. And when it comes to your internal landscape, sometimes the most powerful shift is interrupting the pattern. That means catching yourself in the middle of a familiar loop and choosing differently. Choosing stillness. Choosing a new narrative. Choosing not to explain yourself or seek validation before making a decision that feels right. These choices accumulate. They reinforce a new energetic standard, one where your alignment matters more than other people's comfort. And as that standard solidifies, your outer world begins to match it.
There's one more piece I want to emphasize here. You don't need to be perfect to see results. You just need to be consistent enough to shift your baseline. We're not saying you should live in a state of constant bliss. Life happens. But when you practice energetic discernment regularly, when you choose to check in of how things affect you rather than just pushing through automatically, you begin to build resilience from a vastly different place. The kind of resilience that doesn't just bounce back, but bounces forward. And when you learn to maintain your energetic integrity, your manifestations arrive faster. Not because you're doing it right, but because you've removed the static between you and your vision. That's the power of understanding energy vamps and ramps. It is not about controlling everything. It's about knowing what adds clarity, what causes distortion, and choosing that awareness every single day.
So here's your takeaway. You're either being drained by something that dims your clarity or supported by something that strengthens it. Your results, your progress, your peace, your alignment, they're not random. They're a reflection of which energies that you've allowed to shape your inner world. So take a moment today, not to fix everything, just to notice. Start there.
And if it's resonated, let us know in the comments. What's one energy ramp you're ready to stop feeding, and one ramp you're going to prioritize instead? And if you haven't yet, subscribe for more deep grounded content on conscious reality creation energetic mastery, and intuitive business building. And like and share this video and someone else who could use it. And hit the bell so that you're always in touch. And when we put out more information, you'll be the first to know.
Thanks for spending this time with us. Protect your energy like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Until next time, think differently, dream boldly, and create consciously.